So I want to say a few words about SEVA. SEVA actually means doing work or giving from yourself without being concerned of the outcome. So it's more about the process and not so much of the outcome of the process. It's very nice if you, for example, we have some people here who take the pillows, but as it turned out, everybody actually is helping. This is if you give it from your heart and doing it with joy and not just say, okay, these two guys, they have the job, so now we can just wander off because they take care of that. But everybody of you is so alert and aware that you want to help. Huh? Yeah, because you want to be part of something. Huh? So it's also about giving something to the community. Huh? So because we are here on this wonderful place, Swamiji and we are organizing, and you get something, and it's also nice to give something. So this is also you giving already by being part of here, this group. Also giving money is part of SEVA, but also it's also kind of nice, if you are giving a little bit more than just only money. So you're really becoming also a group. Huh? Everybody's doing something together, which is really nice. So that I don't always have to say, oh yeah, could you please, could you help me? But you're very nice, aware group. You know that you do it because you want to do it, and not because you have to do it. And this is a very, very important thing about SEVA, is if you really open your heart doing it. It sounds maybe a little bit strange to open the heart while picking up the pillows and bringing it to the other room, but while doing it, it becomes a completely different act you're doing. If you're doing it with awareness, it can also be a very nice mindfulness exercise. Or Vada, taking the broom because you saw, oh, it's very dusty in here. And then very consciously being in this moment, in this process of doing it, and not thinking of, oh, well, I have to be finished because, I have to do the next thing. And so this is a very, very nice awareness exercise you can do. And if you go a little step further, you can also focus then on your breathing, like we did yesterday in the yoga class. So just try everything you do. Do it with a little bit more awareness in your life. Researchers, they found out that if you really are very focused on the work you're doing, and not thinking of, oh yeah, I need to be finished, what's going to happen, then there is less stress. By doing SEVA, you also kind of get something back. First of all, there's the joy, the awareness, because with this you're more centered in yourself, and we know the practice we're doing, we try to do that, to be more centered, to find the core of our being. And so we can actually use our everyday life and kind of look at everything as SEVA. Do it very, very consciously, feeling the joy, the love in it. And if you really open your heart and do it with joy, you might be very surprised in which ways it comes back to you, in which ways it unfolds to you. And it's also kind of, if we let go of our ideas of how the outcome should be, then we are in life very, very surprised of, we can't imagine of what we get. So if we do everything, without being focused on the outcome, we are rewarded 1,000 times more than we can think of. An important point is also that you don't give out of duty. You know, a very nice example is family. You're getting so engaged because this is how it is. You know, every family member has its place. You know, when you're growing, when you have kids, they grow up, and the father has a place, the mother has a place, and even the kids, they find their place. You know, and many, it's still like that many men expect that the women do the households and the bringing up of the children, and they go out and work, and so the mother is giving. Like, yeah, it's taken for granted that she's doing that. And she's giving it not completely with the heart open anymore, because you have to do it. It's kind of a ritual. You do it every day, and then it's difficult to do it with joy. So this is a challenge, you know, and if you discover that, and you can, by really listen inside, also listen to your heart again and feel, there is something not so pleasant anymore by doing it, you know, by even putting the children to bed, or, now I have to do the dishes, and what do I have to cook again, what am I have to cook, and then, you know, all these little things become very annoying. It's also a kind of seva, because things have also to be done. But if we do it also, if we remind ourselves, we can change the way we're doing it. Then it becomes suddenly again a joy. You know? Maybe it is also possible just to change a tiny little thing. So if you every day do maybe the breakfast, maybe you just put a flower on the table or something. Just change a tiny little thing, and which also gives you joy with doing it, you know, and not doing it out of duty. So this is very important, because then the whole process changes. Then you get in a habit of doing good.
You become the do-gooders.
Yeah.
That's your role.
So, and this has to do with ego. It's mostly very, very unconscious. But it becomes, you know, there are people also with these organizations, you know, with these NGOs. Of course they're doing good, but it also becomes a business. And they have the feeling, we have to help, you know, and then they're not looking at the people anymore, but, you know, just give, and not what they give. Because if you give something really from the heart, with your whole being, actually, it's a completely different act than if you just give it because you used to give. Because it also, you know, gives you a kind of satisfaction to give. But it's not a satisfaction from your heart anymore. It's not that your heart feels it anymore. It's just the ego who needs it. Because I'm this person. I need to serve my idea of who I am. So, and this is always kind of very interesting, you know, then to really think of that and think, do I really want to do that? Is this really me? Or could I do it also in a different way? Maybe also sometimes it's good when we are in this state to give a little bit less, and just to give when it's really needed. You also can give things the other person doesn't need, because you think, this might be good for the person. You know, I mean, so many things are done because out of good reason. You know, out of good out of a good intention. But it's not, you know, necessarily what the other person needs. So it's very important, you know, to listen. Listen to yourself and listen to the other person you are dealing with. What is really needed. And with this organization, they also found out, you know, that it might be more helpful if you give help for self-help. and not just buying a machine so that and nobody knows how to use it, and then it stands there and then it rots and rusts, and yeah, well, money was raised, but it doesn't help really. So always try to listen first and really be very aware. And we are always coming back to the same, just your heart knows actually what is the best thing to do. We just have to listen. And we have to search for the answers. We have to listen to the answers. I think our life is providing us with so many possibilities also, not only when we sit in meditation, but also, interaction with other people. So many situations where you can learn from it. But you can either choose to get stuck in it and be the victim, or you can see really, oh, this is a challenge. I take the challenge, and I go and listen to myself, and then you will get the answer. Yeah, talking about not getting stuck, you should not getting stuck in either of it, either giving too much or receiving too much. So I think all life is also about keeping the balance. It's not good to eat too much, but it's also not good not eating enough. So not giving too much is also not very helpful. But not giving anything is also not good. And so it's also, especially also for children, because they don't learn that. They also want to have, they see what their friends have, and they want to have the Game Boy. Now they want to have the iPhone. They want to have this app. They want to have that, and but they don't learn to give anymore. So a nice example is my sister also goes to an ashram in Germany, and there's also SEVA, and even the children, they do it. And they see, of course, that the grown-ups do things. I mean, usually when they go on holiday, they go in a hotel, everything is done for them. And suddenly they are somewhere, which is kind of a hotel, but they have to help. They have to help with the dishes, they have to help with the yoga mats, they have to help to make their own room. So they learn, and when they learn it from, when you're smaller, when you're a little child, then it's so much easier, to understand how this works. I mean, it's always a little bit more difficult if you're already grown up and you are already conditioned, and then the work is harder, to retrain yourself. So to use, and what in meditation, to use other brain paths in you, but it is possible, and we are just, we are also an outcome of what people think of us. We try to fit that match, but instead of try to be ourselves. If we do that, and also, if we just act from the heart, what we think is good, I think you get also much more back than if you just want to please people. Before I started with yoga and really meditating, and I had a big wall around my heart, and then suddenly I understood, oh my God, if I want to love myself, first I have to break down the wall, because the wall also keeps me from getting love inside. Not only that I can't give love, but there is no love coming in. And the nourishing, this is the cycle. We need to give love, but we also